I thought it was a really tremendous performance by our team today. We rose to the challenge. It's never fun to go into a bye week with a tough loss. I hate it. I know our players hate it. And I think in order to be, a good winner, you got to really hate losing. So it was a rough 2 weeks, but we put in the work. We worked hard to improve on some things that have hurt us, and I thought we made tremendous strides. So to come out here in front of a great fan support, great turnout, who are all into the game, and be really efficient on offense, be really physical up front, run the football at them, take advantage of what the defense has given us, set the tone early with 2 touchdowns early, and a 14-point lead against a team that doesn't like to be down like that, allowed our defense to kind of just go out there and dominate. So I just think, we throw a lot at our defense, ask them to do a lot. I think today we had some mixture of disguises and coverages and things we were doing and shifts and stemming that threw the defense off, and it paid off. So I think, our defensive coaches had a great week. Our players were into it, and we got after the quarterback. But I think being efficient on offense and getting the lead was the most important thing, not turning the ball over. Being smart with our special teams was efficient as well. We made all of our kicks. We kicked it out of the end zone. We covered kicks. I think we had 1 penalty, but, whether it was or not, we'll take a look at it. But just a really good day for us, and it was good to come out against a really good opponent that had fourth-quarter leads and both their losses. And other than that, they played some outstanding football, and I thought we really came ready to play today. So very, very proud of our team.
Coach, before tonight, Louisville had never held a team scoreless for half a ranked opponent. So to hold Duke to 0 points for the whole game, just kind of talk about, especially with Riley Leonard out and playing and seemingly healthy. What does that say about your defense and just the game plan put in over the last 2 weeks?
Well, I like the scheme of our defense. I like all the different things we do. Like I said, all the disguises, all the stemming, all the shifts. All the rotations after the snap, and I think it gave them problems. And I think, when you can get a lead and make a team throw it more than they would like to, it allows you to do that even more. So that's what's important. So today, like I said, we wanted to be efficient early, see if we could just not turn it over, get a lead, and help us kind of get back, with good momentum to set the tone. But our defense, we rotate guys in there. They play hard. I think, it was just a great day for us. When we shut down about everything they had, we got after the quarterback. We did a really good job. So I just think, a great effort. We got to build on it. But I just think all of it, believe it or not, ties together. The offense being efficient, running the ball, controlling the clock, and the defense being able to get after the quarterback.
Jeff, kind of going off of that, you've talked about making adjustments to defense, kind of playing the personnel. I guess what areas of growth have you been most pleased with? And then just, I guess, with Jarvis and his situation, kind of update on what he was communicating to you and just kind of how he is.
Well, unfortunately, Jarvis has a foot that, it's not 100%, and, he wasn't able to kind of play a whole lot today. But you know what? Storm stepped in there, did a really good job. We played multiple other guys at corner as well. They held their own. We just got to continue to build on that, and I think that's why it's important to have depth, build depth throughout the season. We've done a good job with the defensive line, being able to rotate quite a few guys in there. We're trying to get that way at the linebacker position. And I think in the secondary, we're building that as well. So, like I said, I think everything matters when you win. And I do think that the plan was really good. The disguise was really good. And then the aggression was really good.
Jeff, there are more than 350 former players here today before the game. Talked to a number of them, and they all thanked you for encouraging that and to come back. Why is that important for you to have the former players invested in like that?
Well, that's what it's all about, really. The guys that put the blood and sweat and tears into helping this program, all of them love it here. A lot of them still live here. A lot of them have moved on, but they love coming back. It was great to see them be here and put on a good performance. This is a special place. It's a great university with a lot of history and tradition. Super fans that want to see high level of championship games being played. And there's been some good players come through here that played at the highest level, and other players that were just great teammates that really loved their experience here. And that's why sports in general, but definitely the game of football is such a great game. It kind of builds that camaraderie. Everybody wants to be the star and catch the ball, so that's great, but you need role players. You need guys to do other things, and you need guys that don't do as much, but they just love being a part of it, and they're ready when their number's called, and that's what these guys are that show up here. So it was great. We had a great turnout. I hope they enjoyed it as much as we did. We got to continue to keep pushing this thing forward, but all the help that they give us is tremendous, and we'll keep asking for it.
Jeff, it's kind of hard to get JaMarr to even humble brag on himself. Can you kind of crystallize what he means when he's healthy in there for your offense?
Well, he is humble, and he's soft-spoken, and you wouldn't think he could do what he could do. But he was injured and didn't practice a lot, and I didn't know for sure if he's going to play. We don't want anybody to play that can't, but obviously if you can, we would love to have you out there, especially when you're a difference maker. So he stepped in and played at a high level, and we relied on that running game today. And, when you give him some space, he just got some wiggle and some quickness and some toughness as well. When they do hit him, he just kind of gets right back up. So I think it was a great day for offensive line, tight ends, and running backs, and our receivers were unselfish. Quarterback was efficient, but JaMarr is a difference maker. So I think continuing to build the running back room with others, but he definitely has stepped in there and made some big time plays.
Jeff, you've obviously been known as a guy for a high-flying passing game, points, things of that nature. But you've talked before about how you've grown as a coach and your involvement with the defense and the rest of the team as well. The way this team plays, is that a reflection of your growth as a coach, the strength of the running game, defense, and play up front?
Well, I think it all ties into play. I've learned a lot along the ways, and scoring points and putting up passing yards and throwing it deep is always a lot of fun to do. But at the same time, the game has changed a little bit. Referees calling certain things in the secondary has changed a little bit, so you have to take what the defense gives you. And I just think we wanted to set the tone early. Teams play us for the pass quite a bit, so you have to be able to run the ball. And I think when teams going to start to play us for the run, now you got to be able to throw the ball. So I think in order to be a great team, you have to be able to do both, and you have to work at it. And I think I have grown at making sure that we still have the ability to work hard at being able to do both. And without question, having a defense is vital to success. So we've built that up to this point and had a really good stint on defense. We've had some really good moments. I think the package that we put together is good. It's multiple. It's able to do a lot of things, a lot of different ways. And, our defensive coaches, work with me, and we want to do things to confuse the quarterback. We want to do things to throw him off. That's who you have to beat. It's one thing, the play caller, but you got to beat the quarterback. He's the one that has the ball in his hands every play. He's got to make the quick decisions, quick reads, and you got to beat him. And I think our package today definitely was able to confuse him, and it allowed our D-line to kind of get in there and make a lot of good plays.
Yeah, you partially answered this, Jeff, but the way your defense was playing today, the way your running game was going, did it afford you to basically to be able to play maybe a little bit more low risk offensively? You didn't have to put the ball in harm's way. You didn't have to go for fourth downs, that sort of thing.
Well, we were low risk today, and it is hard to do that for me. But last week we lost, and that was not very fun. And I just think, man, you get about 10 to 11 possessions a game, and if you turn over 3 or 4 of them, you're not going to win. So you got to just massage and balance that and make sure that you're efficient. And, would I love to throw it deep and get a bunch of long touchdown passes? Yes, but, we got to pick our moments to do that. And I just think the plan today was, hey, let's not ask Jack to do it all. Let's not ask the passing game to do it all. Let's rely on the offensive line, the running game. I knew the defense was probably going to be thinking, hey, this team throws it. We got to be prepared for the pass, and we've hit a lot of deep play actions throughout the year, which definitely softens things up for the run game. So we took advantage of it. And then, of course, when the defense is playing like that, then it really adds to a really complete game. So, we'll keep building on it. At some point, we're going to need both to win a game. And at some point, you're going to be down, and you're going to have to throw it. So we still got to be efficient in that as well.
Jeff, just kind of going off that point, using the bye week and just protecting the ball as an emphasis, how crucial was that as the main emphasis? Was that a primary emphasis for you? Because obviously you see how your running game does when you're able to hold on to the ball. And going off that pick game as well, was that kind of where that led you to go in that direction?
priority number 1 and priority number 2 and priority number 3. So yes, it was talked about a lot. It really wasn't pointing a finger. I mean, when you're the quarterback, the ball's in your hand. I mean, you're gonna make a couple mistakes, and sometimes they're completely your fault. Sometimes they're not, but they go on you. So when you win, you get a lot of credit. When you lose, you get a lot of blame. But it is important to just minimize turnovers and interceptions and fumbles and evaluate everyone individually. A screen pass, we can't take a sack and fumble on a screen pass, and so I just think we wanted to value the football. Yes, it was talked about a lot, but you got to go out and do it. And when the ball's in your hand every play, I mean, and if I'm asking the quarterback to throw a lot and you're getting pressure and guys sometimes aren't getting wide open, it's not easy. So I just think we had a conservative plan that had the ability to open up if we needed to, but we didn't have to really get to that point because we were efficient early, got a lead, and our defense was playing well. Okay, thank you.